Good afternoon. Welcome to That Green Thing. I've been wanting to show you some of the deer damage we've got around the property this year, post-winter deer browsing damage. Normally deer don't get into the hemlocks, and even a little bit on the pines here. They've nibbled up as high as they could reach, right down to the bare twigs. I've lost some cover here. I don't think I'm going to prune away those branches. They still give some cover, and possibly they'll green up again. I think some buds are still on those twigs. We'll see how that pans out through the season.
Well, good morning. It's actually another day. I ran into some technical difficulties, so on with the tour of my deer damaged shrubbery and trees. The sunlight's not perfect, but that's the way it is right now. Here I've got a tall, dark American Arborvitae, half defoliated, and in front of that, this multi-stem Taxus. Both were green right to the ground. I had great cover. Notice over here the PJM rhododendron. They didn't touch it. Wish I had all PJMs in front of the house. But, all right, these I'm not going to prune. I'm not going to touch. I think they might resprout from the stems, at least get a little bit more cover by the end of the summer. Okay, over here, several species. The tall, skinny cedar. I think that's a Schmargold variety, Arborvitae. Again, half defoliated. I doubt that will ever come back. Looks pretty toasted. And two dark Americans here. I've lost all my cover. Also the sound buffer from the road. And you can hardly see it. My brand new, my brand new green giant Arborvitae. Supposedly, they're marketed as deer proof. Well, there isn't a green spot on it. They ate everything. So much for that marketing ploy. I bought three were given to me for my birthday last year. And I'll show you, they're all eaten. I think they were like two for $40 and the tall one for $70. So that's out the window. They're not dead. They'll come back, but slow gains here. Let's see if I can spin the camera over. Immediately next door is a New York Boulevard false cypress. It's tall. It's nice up top. I garbage picked this plant, I don't know, 15 years ago. It's 3 times the size, but now these always have dead throughout them. But what the deer have done is they've eaten all the green at the bottom half, and now all you see is dead. I imagine it'll sprout out. At least I've still got the buffer of the screening part. It still screens even though it's dead. Too bad. It was really on its way to becoming a real specimen in my border. And, well, just too bad.
Well, sometimes when deer are really hungry, they will snack on things that they don't normally snack on. Here's a Het's juniper. Junipers are sharp. The needles are sharp. They're anvil shaped. The top's still nice. The bottom, they snacked right down into the main stem. To the left and right of this plant, we've got red spruce, untouched. And of course your Colorado blue spruce, untouched, too sharp. Maybe the taste is horrible, but they don't go for it. Well, I'm happy about that. Good thing I don't have all monoculture here. All of the deer's favorite meals right across the front, because I wouldn't have anything left. Good thing I have a good variety. Here's a big fat dark American Arborvitae. Beautiful top. Bottom's defoliated, but it's surrounded by lots of other evergreens that they didn't touch. There's a hemlock right behind it. Right. Top's nice and green, bottom. See, they just opened that. My whole purpose of this border planting, when I moved here, the road was wide open. And it's been my obsession over the past, I don't know, 23 years. Every time I could see the road, I'd plant a tree or a shrub. If there's a space I can see the road, plant a tree or a shrub. And I've done that over and over and over again. Mostly from garbage pickings. In the landscape industry, people throw away plants. If they don't look good, they'll have their caretakers dig them up and throw them away. Well, I promptly collect them up and plant them where I think they'll be happy, and bam, they do good, they do well. I dig some trees up in the woods. I'm pretty much done planting. There's no more room in my yard. But that's what I've got here is a buffer around. I'm on a corner lot, and around the entire corner I've planted and planted. So the trials and tribulations, but at least it's not wide open anymore. Well, here you go, front and center, my deer-proof green giant Arborvitae. Well, no more words need to be said about that. There she is, $70, 1 year later. Over here is, that's not deer damage. That's a blue spruce. And it has needle cast fungi. And I believe that's going to continue right up to the top. Become so unsightly, I'll have to cut it down. Hopefully by then I'll have some other things planted in front. That was the idea behind this one, but hey, not working out. I'll have to try something else. Well, the deer don't eat everything. Here you've got Pieris japonica, Japanese Andromeda. They don't touch it, at least not this year. And I rarely see them touch something like that. And behind it in the background is a fir. It's not a balsam fir, it's a variety of balsam fir. They haven't touched that. And I have one more green giant, excuse the movement, right there in the shadows, defoliated. Well, here's a real doozy. Just a regular dark American Arborvitae. Top's beautiful. Bottom, now they've been nibbling at this for years, and now it's just wide open. And this one's important because it blocks the road. Behind it, on the other side, over here, that's one of the green giants. It's larger. They ate very little off of that. I'm happy for that. That's a rescue. I found that in the dump. You know, the thing was shaped like an S, and I tied it. I straightened it for probably 5 years, and I just took the rope off. I had it tied from the top over to this pine tree, a long clothesline. It was bent right over, silliest looking thing. But I removed the rope after 5 years, and it's standing straight on its own, and it looks like it's doing well. The color's not the best, but it's coming along. Okay, last one. Front and center. You can barely see it. It's just to the left of that stake. I probably planted that there 8 years ago. It was really nothing. I think I found it in the woods, but I was carefully trimming it. It was a full little miniature Christmas, shaped in it like a Christmas tree, and it's just about gone, but it will come back. I think I'll walk around someday and throw a handful of fertilizer on all of these, give them a little boost. Well, excuse me. Hello, Macy. I couldn't leave these out. I found 3 more, but I've got a Hinoki false cypress here. They've decimated that. Again, this was an important one, shielding the road from the house. Even Macy's a little upset. Mace, are you upset? Here's my pride and joy in the yard. I might be trying to remember these names off the top of my head. Oh, Robusta Green. This is a upright juniper, Robusta Green. I have to try to remember these things. I've got, last count, 160 varieties of trees and shrubs just in this yard. My instructor told us the human is, in a lifetime, one human is able to remember approximately 5,000 species, Latin and common names, and their identifying characteristics in a lifetime. So, what's 150 in the yard? I should be able to remember those. So, this was branched right to the ground. Again, this is a juniper. They have sharp needles, but the deer went for it this year when no one was around. Oh, and I remembered another. This is not the last. One more last thing I'll show you. But look, the top is beautiful. It's a beautiful shrub. I've debated cutting the bottom off, but I'll lose that structural element and it'll look top heavy. So I'm going to let them green up. I don't have the heart. I'll show you one more. Right near the door. Now, I did extensive pruning on these last ones. That's a good one to finish up on. So let's look at that. Alright, this was a Nursery Rescue, I don't know, 8 years ago. It was really deformed when I got it. I've been carefully pruning it almost constantly throughout the year. It was fully branched to the ground and just about tight as a drum all around. The deer just devastated it. And you know, it's right by the door. I didn't have the patience to wait for years, probably only to find they come and snack on it again. So I got them. Try to reach that lollipop. They won't eat anymore because it's all out of their reach. I carefully and cleanly trimmed them all the branches off properly, close to the trunk, no stubs, nice clean surgical type pruning, so it's good for the plant. And put some old bark around the bottom and a couple of pansies, and there you go. I've rescued it. And with the top, which is still nice, I may continue to manicure it like that, or if you've seen an overgrown catbue, they'll just turn into a big bushy tree, and they're actually attractive. It will look lacy and the branches will come way out and dance around. I'll decide later. Okay, last one. This is a Hicksia, and I did the exact opposite. This was about, well, right now it's about 4.5 feet tall. I've obviously cut the whole top off. It was, probably 7 feet tall. I needed a ladder. It was perfect. It was a perfect columnar shape and tight as a drum. Green, just a beautiful green column. It took me years and years to train it. The deer never touched it. This year they ate everything, and it looked silly. It looked like a plate of green up top. Again, it's by the door. I didn't have the patience, so I couldn't really elevate it up to look at the green top, so I did the opposite. I removed the whole top, and it's a good time of year. It's early spring. The stems will quickly green up, and by the end of the summer it'll be rather presentable, and we'll just see where it goes from there. Thanks for watching, folks. This is that green thing. Signing out for today. Bye.